Good day, everyone. I am Kate Julianta Caudor from Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Sciences, Scion B. And today we are going to tackle and discover about the life of our seventh President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay. So commonly we do not know this person, this president, at a deeper level. We only know him as the seventh president of the Republic in the Philippines and his name, Ramon Magsaysay. Some of us, we even don't know that his middle name was Del Fierro. So I am this is, honestly speaking, this is my first time hearing Del Fierro as his middle name. But today we are gladdened because we are able to discover that his full name is Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay, the seventh Philippine president. Alright, so let us discover more of Ramon Magsaysay. So Ramon Magsaysay was born on the 31st of August in the year 1907 in Iba, Zambales, Philippines, and he died on March 17, 1957. And he was the president of the Philippines from 1953 to 1957. And in order, he was seventh. Seventh president of the Philippines, as what I have said. And this one here at the bottom part is the seal of the Philippine president, sagisag ng Pangulo ng Pilipinas. And then on the other side, in this side, we have here the map of Zambales, and the red shaded part is Iba, where Ramon Magsaysay was born. Alright, so let us continue by tackling his political history. Political history. So we need to look back to whatever he has done in the past before he became the president of the Philippines in the aspect of politics. So Ramon Magsaysay was a son of an artisan. He was a school teacher in a provincial town of Iba on the island of Luzon in Zambales. And though most Philippine political leaders were of Spanish descent, Magsaysay was a Malay stock, like most of the common people in the Philippines. So working his way through Jose Rizal College near Manila, he obtained a commercial degree in 1933 and became a general manager of a Manila transportation company. After serving as a guerrilla leader on Luzon during World War II, he was appointed military governor of his home province, Zambales. When the United States was able to recapture the Philippines, he was then appointed to become as a Liberal Party congressman in Zambales, and that was his first political experience. So that was the first door that opened for his political experience, and so on and so forth. Everything happened else, and he became the seventh Philippine president. So he had a very humble beginnings. All right. So, the next part that we are going to talk about is his achievements. So, truly, when you are a president, there are a lot of pressure being placed on you, because you will always doubt if, no, maybe for some they are confident enough, but most of the political leaders, they are being pressured because what if they do not do this and that in accordance to what the people would expect them to do? But gladly we have President Ramon Magsaysay and his achievements and the reforms that he have been able to made all throughout the years of his service in our beloved country, Philippines. So, Philippine President Elpidio Quirino appointed Magsaysay as the Secretary of Defense with the threat of the hooks, or the Hook Balahap, that was the leader was Luis Tarok, and in 1950 established People's Liberation Army and called for the overthrow of the government. Magsaysay then carried out until 1953 and one of the most successful anti-guerrilla campaigns in the modern society. So thanks to His Excellency Ramon Magsaysay, for he was able to defend the Philippines from the different threats of the different groups, the communist groups that we are able to experience in the past. So Ramon Magsaysay has a lot of remarkable deeds, to be exact. Alright then, we are going to dig deeper through the battle against Hooks. So realizing that the Hooks could not survive without popular support, he strived hard to win the trust of the peasants by offering land tools to those who came over to the government side and by insisting that army units treat the people with respect. So the army units treat the people with respect, and reforming the army, he dismissed corrupt and incompetent officers and emphasized mobility and flexibility in combat operations against the guerrillas. So at the time, in the past, there were a lot of guerrillas and groups that were against the government, but Mr. Ramon Magsaysay was able to do such things, that he was able to offer different things to the people so that they can go to the government side, or they will not be against the government. And he was able to treat all of the people very well, carried out very well. And that was the time that there was mobility and flexibility in combat operations against the guerrillas. And it marked as a remarkable deed of Ramon Magsaysay because it was a very great impact, most especially in the past, where the guerrillas and the Hooks were really relevant and really strong by that time. And we have here his contributions. So we have 6 contributions, to be specific at this one. So one is the Hook Balapos Creel during his presidency. He became the chairman of the Committee on Guerrilla Affairs. He was the first president sworn into office wearing barong Tagalog during an inauguration. So that was really Filipino. A Filipino heart. We can see his passion and his patriotism wearing that wearing the barong proudly. And Magsaysay's presidency was referred to as the golden years for its lack of corruption. So we know that corruption is one of the timely and relevant problems that we have in different periods of time, when of course there are different presidents, there are different leaders, and by this time it is really hard to have a clean government, for really there are people who just think about themselves and not for the people and for not the entirety, the common good for everyone. And number 5, Philippines during his presidency was ranked second in Asia's clean and well-governed countries. So we can see that a well-governed country starts with a well-governed and dedicated president. So that was a great contribution that he has made all throughout the Philippines. And also he was able to establish National Resettlement and Rehabilitation Administration, or the NARA, among agrarian reforms. So the contributions that he have made was general, and almost all of the people felt that. All the Filipinos felt his concern for the Philippines, and that was an essence that shows him the true patriotism and the love for his service. Okay, so laws and programs that Magsaysay was able to push through. One is the Republic Act number 1160 of 1954, or the LADESCO, was abolished and established the National Resettlement and Rehabilitation Administration. The number 2, Republic Act number 1199, or the Agricultural Tenancy Act of 1954, and the leasehold system and shared tenancy were organized to oversee the relationship between tenants and land owners. And the next is Republic Act number 1400, the Land Reform Act of 1955. Land Tenure Administration were in charge of the positioning and distribution of the native rice corn lands. So to be exact, there were 200 hectares for individuals and 600 hectares for Corporation. And then number 4, RA number 821, or the creation of Agricultural Credit Cooperative Financing Administration to be able to help our dearest farmers with regards to their fundings. And number 5, Reparation Agreement. Number 6, the Bell Trade Act of 1946 into the Laurel-Langley Agreement. It has eradicated the authority of the United States to have control over the exchange rate of the Philippine peso, parity privilege, reciprocal, and extended to the sugar quota. Number 7, Agricultural Commodities Agreement with the U.S. in the year 1957. He also was able to do that. And the Anti-Subversion Law that limited the citizens' democratic rights of assembly, free speech, and belief. So truly, there are more and more, aside from these numerous acts and laws that he was able to pass, there were more of really great things that he have done and the laws that he have passed. So many of the Filipinos benefited from that, and that truly shows how he was a great leader by the time of his presidency. And then next, many people, of course, when I searched online, when I did my research before doing this report, there was a title or a heading that caught really my attention, because it says here, 6 reasons why Ramon Magsaysay was the best president ever. And I am referring to the Filipino Facts and Figure History. So credits for them for this 6 wonderful reasons why they have considered Ramon Magsaysay as one of the best presidents that we have. But before that, let me explain this picture to you guys. So we have here a photo of Magsaysay with his parents, his mother, his father, and Ramon Magsaysay in the middle. So there are 6 reasons that I have here. Number 1, his brilliant counterinsurgency efforts were unprecedented. So he had not just counterinsurgency, but all of the efforts that he have exerted to make this country better at the time of his leadership, that was remarkable, and it will never be forgotten. Number 2, he gave land to the landless. No? So it is very nice to see a president whose heart is mainly for the poor, for the people, and for the less fortunate, and it was all equal, and nobody was being left behind. And then number 3, Ramon Magsaysay created a government for the people, by the people, and of the people, by the people, and for the people, meaning to say, this is your government, you have a say for this government, you are a part of this government, and you matter for this government. Because what matters more definitely in a government is the people. So how you lead the people, how you carry out the people, it means a lot, and it has a great impact. And then number 4, he is a good role model for the youth. He has his humble beginnings, and everything was all in accordance. And he refused special treatment. So whatever other people can experience, he too can experience that one. And Ramon Magsaysay banned nepotism and corruption. And that is one of the best things that he did as a president, banning corruption and nepotism. So it has a lot to say, and it was a legacy that is worth remembering. Okay, so in every positive side, there will always be an opposite side, wherein we have the challenges, the struggles, and the controversies during his leadership. So corruption among cabinet members was one of the rampant problems at the time, and his endless attempt to bribe the president were the most common issues of the time, where corruption was very rampant among government officials, and President Magsaysay was among the very few who resisted and had zero tolerance against corruption. So at that time, hindi talaga tayo makakatakas sa mga kontrobersiya at sa mga issue at sa mga corrupt na mga leaders. So at the time, there were also different leaders that were corrupt. But only Ramon Magsaysay resisted and had zero tolerance against corruption. If you're a corrupt person, then you should be out of this government. Because the goal here is to make this government great again, and not to destroy it, not to deteriorate each aspect of this government. And then the president who had zero tolerance for corruption, even simple signs of not having a clean government, he would put a stop to it, especially with his relatives. Like when his brother planned to start a law firm, the president refused, for it will be draw shady dealings, for the firm will be run by the president's brother. Right? So he does not have favoritism. If he thinks that this specific thing that you are planning to do will not do good to the country, and then just stop that. It doesn't matter that I am the president of the Republic of the Philippines, but then I am giving you the full support to do this and that. No, because he is avoiding shady dealings for that law firm that his brother planned to build. So that was great of him. And we all can remember his legacy being the president of the Philippines, where the Philippines ranked number 2 in the most well-governed countries. So that was rare, and that was amazing of him. So Ramon Magsaysay was quite great, I can say, for my research and for whatever I have read online and for the sources that I have. So in conclusion to that, his administration was considered one of the cleanest and most corruption-free presidency, was cited in the Philippines' golden years with the one and only Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay. Trade and industry flourished, the Philippine military was its prime, and the Filipino people were given international recognition in sports. So, maraming mga Pinoy ang nakikilala dahil the president and the government has full support for the sports activity, culture, and foreign affairs. So that was amazing, because all we need to flourish and to let our country be known is support from our government. Magsaysay achieved to suppress the hook as Luis Tarok surrendered to his administration. Majority of his programs that were implemented helped a lot in the fulfillment of his action. So remember his name, Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay. Remember this face right here. He has done a lot of contributions to our dearest Philippines, and the essence of us studying and digging deeper through this history of the Philippines is for us to be aware of what happened in the past, and we shall see this as an encouragement for all of us to do good and to bring back the goodness of this type of leadership. The presidency of Ramon Magsaysay taught me a lot of things, that it doesn't matter what's your position. You are a person and you live equally with the people that you are leading. You are just like a direction that they are going to follow, and you create a big impact. And Ramon Magsaysay will forever be remembered, most especially that now I am able to study and to research about him. I have a lot of discoveries about him, because in the past I only know him by name, and I know that most of us as well know him only by name and by him being the 7th president of the Philippines. But surely there is more of him that we need to see, that we need to discover, because he is all worthy of our emulation. Alright, so that was 18 minutes of Ramon Magsaysay. So we have a really short time in discussing that one, but I am confident enough that we are able to tackle most of the important points that we have to study about Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay. And everything that we have tackled will leave a mark on us that a clean government is important for the people and for the country to progress. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to this quite long discussion, but it's still short to tackle more and more about His Excellency Ramon del Fierro Magsaysay. But I am saying goodbye to all of you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and stay hydrated, everyone. Bye!